Okay, it's moving. Hello, Twilights. Hannah Likes Waffles here. Hope you can hear me okay and you see me okay. This is just an update slash explanation because you guys kind of need one, especially if you're not in my Discord channel, which, again, I recommend that if nothing more than the fact of the news section where I'm letting people know what's going on with me. If I'm streaming or not streaming for whatever reason, that kind of thing. If nothing else, that's the only reason I would suggest anyone joins it. But I'm going to go over an explanation of something real quick here. That way, whenever it comes up, because it actually has come up a few times over the course of my Twitch channel. So I figure make one video about it and then just direct people to it when they pop in chat. Which I know I don't get chatters all the time, but again, this has come up a couple of times. So I figure make one video, I don't have to keep explaining it. Because having to explain it to counselors over and over again is kind of annoying on its own. And yes, I actually have seen counselors, and I have no problem admitting that. When you have issues and you need to talk to someone, do not be ashamed of it and let no one shame you for it. If you need help, seek it. Don't let anyone tell you effing otherwise. That's just gonna do you more harm than good. Okay, now that I've said that, I will start by saying that I never really had these giant plans of making money off of YouTube or Twitch. I always saw that more as a, oh, that'd be cool if it happened, but that's kind of not what I was going for. It wasn't my main objective. Do I want to build up a little bit? Sure. Would it be nice to make money off of one or the other or both? Yeah, of course it would. But for me, it was always just, I'm having fun playing this game, and I want to share that fun with others. So, hence one reason why I've never really tried to build up my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel. Another reason, let's go with in the beginning, I'll admit I didn't know how. I don't really use social media much. I don't even know how to use some of it because I just don't use them, guys. I barely ever effed around with Facebook. I don't even have one anymore now. And even when I did use Facebook, I just played games on it. I didn't do much else. And now we have Twitter, or as for some reason they changed their name to X. I'm sticking with Twitter, though. F it. I don't think I use that to the best of my ability, but again, I don't really know how to use social media, so I'm just doing what I can, and that's just, doing little hashtags, typing in stuff, to hopefully people will see it, notice it, that kind of thing. But guys, I only learned that more recently. And when I say recently, I'm talking maybe the past couple years recently. I'm pretty sure I've had my Twitter for a long time, but I didn't really know how to use it precisely. So it kind of just sat there. I'd be more precise, but I kind of can't. I just know that for the longest time I didn't use it to the best of ability because I didn't know how. I think I'm getting sort of better at it, but it's iffy. So there's my other reason. The channel's not growing. I don't know how to use social media to do that. Not exactly. I talked to someone about it, and they said what I'm doing is probably okay. Although that was more toward trying to get shoutouts for the stuff I sell, my jewelry and crochet stuff, but we're not talking about that right now. Either way, I don't social media, and that can help. I even had one person give me advice to have several accounts on social medias, like different ones, TikTok, and other crap too. And dude, I'm not going to make several social media things that are all going to do the same exact thing. That seems really tedious and pointless to me. If other people do it and they're fine with it, okay, cool. it works for them. They're okay with it. But me, I don't see the point of having several different things that are all doing one singular thing. Don't like the idea, so I've not tried to do it. Another person I talked to said that's perfectly fine. I should go about it a different way. Whatever works for me. And so that comes to another reason, the primary one behind why the channels, because channels plural, Twitch, YouTube, have not grown. I am not consistent. This is a big thing when I asked like little tips from other streamers, big ones and smaller ones. Just because I was curious, I wasn't really serious about trying to do it, because after all, I'm doing this to have fun and share that fun with you guys. I was just curious, so I asked around, and the main thing was having a consistent streaming schedule, and of course uploading schedule for YouTube. That's just a given. But that appears to be the main problem behind why my stuff's not really growing. And we now are going to come to the reason why that's happening. It's not just the fact that I'm forgetful, Twilight, it's not. Is that part of it? Yes. But you don't really see me forget to stream. If I don't stream, it's because I'm too tired, I can barely concentrate on playing a game. All I can actually do is probably read or even listen to music. I probably can't even watch TV or play a game on my own time because my brain is just too fried from being tired. Of course, is also if I'm sick. I can have a really poor mood, which either I am incredibly sad or horrendously angry to the point where I just don't want to do anything. And that's been constant lately, which is why there hasn't been streams. But usually those are the reasons I don't stream. Being sick, too tired, or my mood is too poor for it. Otherwise, me not streaming never happens to being forgetful. Not uploading to YouTube, now, yeah, that I'll say forgetfulness happens there, because after all, I've already edited the stream VOD, and it can go on YouTube at that point. So yeah, that goes to forgetfulness, but just streaming period, different stuff there. But the main issue is just that I don't have a consistent streaming schedule, or even just a schedule period. And that unfortunately is incredibly difficult for me to do. It would be possible, and I've already tried to think of ways to make it work, but those attempts have never really gone well. And I know there are people who watch my channel. I see the viewer counts go up on particular videos. On some videos, it really goes crazy. And I know I have a fair-ish number of subscribers. And I'm talking fair for me, not big-time YouTubers who have got, like, what, hundreds of thousands of subscribers? No, fair for me is like, I gained probably like 5, maybe 3. I'm not far-reaching type of person because you don't go far really fast. Especially when you're not consistent. But I have like... how many subscriptions do I have on YouTube? No, I didn't realize that was playing. No. Don't play. I want to check how many subscriptions I have, if you don't mind, computer. Good word. I opened a video for Breath of the Wild Shrines, because there's a couple I still haven't marked on the map. There's a few active, so it's fine. Okay, I have 85 subscriptions on YouTube. I know, it seems like a small amount compared to other YouTubers, but guys, I don't consistently upload, so I'm not going to have a bunch, okay? And on Twitch, I have 188 followers, which, honestly, when it comes to my subscriber number and the follows, do people just sub and then never go back? Same with follow? Because no matter when I seem to stream, I'm not getting anybody in my streams. The same for whatever game I'm playing. I'm not getting a lot of people in there, if any at all. So it's like, who are these 188 people? Why did they follow if they're not going to watch the channel? Honestly, my YouTube channel does a little better for that regard. So I don't have anything to say about those 85 subscribers. There's clearly people who are watching. I don't have anything to say there. Twitch channel, though, is different. Why would you follow a channel if you're not going to watch it? If you want to support, you should just pop in when they're streaming, even if you just mute the tab and go do something else. It counts you as a viewer. Heck, I'm a constant lurker because I'm usually doing something else. And heck, I only follow people I'm going to watch, as well as friends. I don't follow and then never come back. And if something like that does occur, I usually unfollow because I'm just not watching the person's content. They're not doing anything that I'm interested in anymore. If they have a YouTube channel, then I'm probably going to sub over there instead and keep up with stuff that way that I'm interested in. But I don't get following and then never coming in. That doesn't make any sense to me, and someone I talked to recently agreed that just didn't make any effing sense. Anyway, no consistent schedule. I'm sorry I go off on tangents. That just happens with me. You notice it when I stream. My brain goes off on things it doesn't need to, and I apologize. It happens all the time when I talk to my friends, too. So, why does Minda not have any consistent streaming and no schedule to speak of whatsoever, and why, when she attempted it, did it not work out? Well, this requires me to go back several years. It's already been 12 minutes. I cannot summarize for crap. I'm sorry. Just bear with me. So let's go back who knows how many years. I don't remember. We've been in this current home for what? 6, 7 years? I don't know exactly. I don't keep track of time particularly well. Okay, we're just gonna go back to before we moved to this new location. I don't know how long ago that was, but it's definitely been a good number of years at this point. Point is, I had a very debilitating anxiety spike. It wasn't an anxiety attack, although I've gone on the cusp of one of those before and not effing fun. If anyone else has ever gone through that, I am so sorry. That is not a fun experience in the least. But I had my first anxiety spike, and I call it that because it wasn't an attack, but I became incredibly effing terrified. I'm not going to go into detail as to what caused it. That's in a personal category that I'm not comfortable talking about. But I will say that when that first spike happened, it's what pretty much effed me over. Like, it irritates me even thinking about it. Talking about it doesn't help much either. Psychologically, I know nothing's going to happen to me or anyone else or my household, home itself, but logic just doesn't scream as loud as the anxiety. And back then, when it first happened, was really effing bad, guys. I was so scared out of my effing mind of something bad happening. To my family, to my house, to me. And bad could have been effing anything. Name it and I was contemplating it. And if it was quiet, I thought about it extra. Which is why I can't have it quiet. I think too much when it's quiet and they're not good thoughts. But ultimately, what this anxiety spike caused was me to freak out so bad that I refused to go to sleep. I would force myself to stay awake just so I could prevent whatever bad thing from happening. Better way to word that, but that's all I got right now. That was what was running through my mind. And I was like this for months. I am not kidding. It was months. I couldn't even stay in my room. I was out sleeping next to my mom in the living room. There's health concerns for her, so she can't really sleep in a bed, but let's not get into that. Longer story, and not mine to tell. But I was on the... what's it effing called? It's not a couch. Futon. Fold-out futon, but the stinking frame was broken, so it wouldn't fold out, but laying on it was just fine anyway for me. Not like I was trying to sleep. God, pretty much, we probably went through the entirety of the Tinkerbell movies, and I was wide awake for it, and I would keep checking my pulse at my throat, and I could feel my heart just thudding. The movies were not distracting me. And I kid you not, I literally forced myself to stay awake until eventually my body got too exhausted, and then I would just fall asleep outside of my own will. And when I woke up, each and every time I was relieved to see that the house was fine, my family was fine, and of course I was fine. But it didn't last, because then I would freak out all over again. And this went on for months. And when it finally started to ease, that's when I noticed the OCD. And one of the best counselors I've ever had helped me figure out that it was always there. It just wasn't a problem. But let's not talk about the OCD. It's not important here. The anxiety is. The anxiety never got better. It just quieted a little bit, and I was able to, function. But I had another anxiety spike. I can't remember exactly. It was too long ago now. I'm gonna say, best guess, it was 2 months before we had to move out of that house we were in. And I was back on the stupid futon again. It wasn't, I think, as severe as the first time, but it was bad enough that I, again, was trying not to sleep. Guys, I would be awake all night and sleeping during the day, and that didn't make me feel much better. Because sleeping meant vulnerability, and that was the last thing I wanted. Daytime just didn't feel much safer. When we moved out and came to the place we're in here, well, where I am now, I guess I should say, our current place of residence, it seemed like the anxiety spike was done, and I'd finally found a way to manage some of the OCD, because it's easier to figure out how to live with it than to make it go away. But again, different story there, and it's definitely not important right now. I, however, had another anxiety spike in this house, and that was, 2, 3, 4 Halloweens ago? Maybe 5 tops. I can't quite remember when exactly that was, but it's been at least a couple years now. And that one was really bad too. I was again in the living room, but the futon's no longer there. It's in the garage now. The couch is comfortable to sit on, but not sleep on, so I ended up in one of the recliners. Again, for a good amount of time, and once more forcing myself to stay awake, and eventually just falling asleep when my body could not stay awake any longer. The first time was enough to F my sleep schedule, guys. But the two, they probably just made it even worse. My body, from what I'm figuring out, has just gotten used to the effed up sleep pattern. It is very easy for my sleep schedule to get messed up. As I'm doing this, it is the 20th January 2026, and it is 8:58 p.m. Now that doesn't sound bad, right? Except for the fact I only woke up a little while ago. Give or take 1 to 2 hours ago I woke up. slept the day away. This happens often, and it's the big reason I cannot have a consistent stream schedule, like, at all. There can, like, be no consistency, let alone a schedule, because I can't guarantee when I'm going to be awake. The anxiety spikes effed up my sleep schedule. And I still have anxiety problems to this day. I take an herbal remedy. It's a tincture. Watch me say this wrong. It's called Chinese ginseng. Sorry if I said it wrong. It helps reduce anxiety, and it's about the only thing that's ever helped, even just vaguely. I've tried medications that I've been prescribed, and they just did crap effing all for me. Eventually just said enough with the medication. I tried the tincture, and it actually helped. It's not a lot, but it helps. And I will take even that little bit. Trust me. So there you go. Anxiety effed up my sleep. And right now, it's currently effed up. I am awake at nighttime and sleeping during the day. And it can sometimes take me a month to get it turned back around. I am not kidding. This is why there's no consistency and absolutely no schedule. Because I can't make a guarantee when I'm going to be awake, let alone if I'm going to be able to stream. But the main problem is definitely the sleep schedule being effed. Could I try to figure out proper time frames between night times and daytimes, and then just give a notice when it switches around? I did want to try that, but then I was waking up at different times, and I realized that wasn't going to work. There are occasions where I sleep short periods of time, and my body's content with that, and then there are occasions where I sleep a very long time, and there's a 50-50 chance of whether or not I feel rested when I wake up. Either way, there you go. This is why there's no consistency and no schedule. And of anything, I would probably recommend to those of you who like my channel, maybe keep up more with the YouTube channel, but I would still recommend joining the Discord channel so you know what's going on. Because I'm not going to be uploading videos to YouTube saying what's going on, when that can, just be done with a quick message into my Discord channel, rather than a really short, crappy video. But that's the gist of it right there, why there's no schedule. No consistency. Midna has anxiety problems, plain and simple, and those problems effed up her sleep schedule. And it has been this way for years now, and I am just used to it. It's just a fact of my life, I accept it, and I work with it. Can that be irritating for people who want to keep track of my Twitch channel? Yes, but I don't know what to tell you. This is just how my life is at this point. If you don't like it, then wait for me to upload my stuff to YouTube and you can watch the edited content. That's all I can tell you. Now, in regards to why I haven't been streaming lately, that's far simpler. I've been in a very bad mood. Like, my mood has been so terrible that I couldn't play any games on my own time. Not really. Sorry, I hiccuped. I couldn't crochet anything, and that sucked because I was going to make something for somebody, though they're still got to pay for it because I can't really afford to just give away stuff for free. That's if he even wants it. That'll be up to him when we talk. But yeah, my mood has been so bad, I couldn't even play games on my own time. I wasn't interested in writing. Honestly, it got to the point I couldn't even read because my mood was that bad. I got exceptionally low, and I talked to two people I know, a good friend, Thunderstar5758, as well as someone I've commissioned for stuff on my Twitch channel, Pedro Lance. Both helped me out. I'm a little calmer now, but I don't expect it to last because I get angry almost every day, and I don't have a good outlet for it. Midna basically just swallows it. I know, healthy, but I don't know what else to do. So there you go. Why there's no consistent streaming schedule and why I've not been streaming lately. I do plan on doing a stream tonight, so there's that. I finally got things to connect properly, so you can expect a stream. I'm just gonna run this video through my decoder to make sure it uploads properly and then restart my computer. On that note, now that you all understand why there's no schedule and no consistency, I'm sorry for it, but there's not much I can do to change this. Minna just recommends join the Discord channel to know about any news, and maybe just follow the YouTube channel only. Keep track of when I upload, don't worry about when I stream. That's about it. I hope you guys are doing better than me right now. Wishing you all well. Bye.